What's up, everyone? Welcome to yet another episode of TokeMoments. My name is Toke Makinwan. Today, I have with me my sis, my aburo that sometimes thinks she's older than I am, but she's still my aburo. Toke!
Why do you say my name like that? Like, call me DSF.
No, I call you Dokas. People call you DSF, but me, Dokisha. Okay, is it because I don't say Dokisha?
Dokisha. Dokas is more like it.
But you know, that's all I call you, Dokas.
Yeah, but you didn't like, we're showing that you're equal all the time. Like, just call me DSF.
Why? Because you're a big DSF now.
Yeah, like, you know, sexy. Don't call me Dokas, please.
Okay, well, nice to have you here, big DSF.
Yeah.
AKA Dokisha.
Yeah.
From the London town.
Yeah.
Lagos, blazing.
Yeah.
DJing all the way. I feel like your life is a turntable.
I feel like my life is a turntable, yes, for sure. Sometimes it's...
Yeah. So let's get into the tea. Let's talk about 2022. You know, I saw a post on your Snapchat and that was like, I was like, Dokas has to be my next guest. You put up this post that says, this year feels like 3 years in one.
Yep. 5 years.
6. I feel like I've had 6 years in one.
Yes.
2022. If you had to talk about 2022 in your own words, what would you describe this year as? The ghetto.
The ghetto. The actual ghetto. Honestly, like, it's been like, you know, the start of my birthday is January 4th, yeah? Mm-hmm. The first thing they did to me to start this 2022 was still my Range Rover on my birthday. I forget it. That's how my year started, like, with my car getting stolen. So from there, it just went from bad to worse to worse to worse to worse. The pressure was really worse. The pressure was really dragging me back. I was fighting this year. I fought for my life this year. Are you kidding me?
I feel like I fought for my life too.
I fought for my life, for my mental health. I fought. Sis,
how are you saying everything that I've been through?
I fought. Like, to keep saying and to have to keep working when you're running mad at the same time. It's not easy.
Yeah.
It's
and
not
the thing
easy.
is, people see, I've always said this to you and about you, and I'm going to share this with my audience. You are one passionate person and you're very misunderstood. You're so passionate. You love passionately. You hate passionately. There's no middle ground with Dokisha. If Dokisha don't like nobody,
I don't like you.
She walk in the room
and you go,
like,
no, I don't like you.
And if Dokisha loves somebody,
I'm going to love you.
She gonna love you.
I'm going to love you publicly, privately. I don't fake shit. I'm not allowed to swear.
Yeah, of course, it's my podcast. You can do whatever.
Shit. Like, if I like you, if I fuck with you, the world is going to know that I like you and I fuck with you. If I don't like you and I don't fuck with you, I might not tell the world, but you will know that I don't fuck with you. I don't sit with people then talk about them behind their back. Like, it's not my pee. Like, if I don't like you, I'll tell you I don't fuck with you. Don't come around me. Leave that aside. But if I fuck with you, I'm going to fuck with you behind your back, in your face. Like, that's just me.
I mean, sometimes I feel like people who are like that, you then get, your big heart is also your biggest 100%. Flaw. You know what I mean? Because you find 100%. You wear your heart on your sleeve 100%. And, you know, because you're keeping it real all the time, you find that, you know, you find yourself in crazy situations where even people who are supposed to be like your guys, your niggas, are the ones who hurt you the most.
And that's the most painful part, because when you realize that people will do things to you that you would never do to them, it cuts like a knife. Like, it hurts as hell, because you can be riding for someone, not knowing that that's the same person that's slandering you behind your back. Like,
slandering is even okay, Dokas. Like, at the end of the day, do you understand? I just feel like that what you just said right now, half the time I relate with people based off of how I was raised, what I wouldn't do. And I learned the hard way in 2022 that just because you ain't gonna do it, don't mean that they ain't gonna do it as well. What was the biggest thing for you this year?
Okay. What, the biggest L?
The biggest L.
That's Instablog food. I don't want to give them food.
I think I already kind of know.
What my biggest L was.
Yeah, but then at some point I felt like that was like, how does love go?
That was not love, sis. That was jazz. Juju, my eye don't clear. My eye don't clear, I beg. You know, like, sis, we off camera, we know what's up. Like, we know. And I tried.
I know what you went through.
I'm a good person. I don't, I was in a relationship for 6 years. On and off for 6 years. And I would never in my life. Person? No, not with this person. Like, God forbid, not with that person. But like, I'm talking about the person I was with. I would never come online or in public or talk bad about that person. Like, I'm very good friends with them. Even everybody else I've dated. But you see that one person that happened.
But you keep dragging this guy like a generator.
I've not actually dragged him. That's the thing. I feel like I've actually been nice compared to what happened. Guy, I've been nice. So if I should start to talk, I beg. I've been freaking nice. Nice.
You're actually quite right, because I know you as a straight shooter, and the fact that you haven't shared your account of what really happened.
Okay.
How did you even get past it? How did you get through it?
Say it. Say it. Say it. Say it.
Dokisha, I ain't gonna lie. When I heard...
Girl. Myself, I don't understand.
I don't know this person personally. Don't even know what he looks like. But I just...
Let's forget that anyway. It's irrelevant. Like, honestly, he's very, very irrelevant. We had no business dating, doing anything in the first place. Let's forget that.
But you know what they say? It's always like lessons as well.
Definitely a lesson. Definitely a big lesson. You have to understand that not everybody has the same heart as you. And that's one thing I definitely learned in that. A lot of people, especially in this Lagos, dating in this Lagos, a lot of people are strategic. So it's hard to... A lot of people want to use you for whatever they can gain from you. Do you understand? So they're moving with strategy. Meanwhile, me, I'm moving with love. I'm moving with good intentions, good heart, pure heart, thinking that everybody's moving the same. Everybody's mad, though. Everybody's moving with what they can get from you, what they can... You understand?
Not
like,
even just relationships. In
every kind of relationships, friendships, like everybody is just trying to... It's hard to have genuine connections with people because everybody just wants to use you for whatever they can get. And I'm not that type. I come with my own everything, so I don't need to use you. I fuck with people that are broke. I fuck with people that have money. And that's because I have genuine connections with them. Not that I need to get X, Y, Z from them. I don't need shit from you. I got my own shit. You understand? So... It's just taught me that, not everybody has the same heart as you and just use your head. Look.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like we're now caught in this generation where people are trying to constantly change our beliefs and who we are. Because, just like you, I would be like, being a good person, just as long as you can go to bed at night being a good... But I realize that sometimes we're the ones carrying the air.
Good girl, no, they pay. Like my dear sister, brother, Bobrisky said, good girl, no, they pay. Be wicked.
Hope you know that.
Stay wicked. Be wicked. That's what this 2022 has taught me. Be wicked. Because these people are wicked. I say people are weak, and it's not even about like... Hey, let me just say that.
I feel every inch of what you're saying. And it's so weird how when you meet like 5 people, it's almost like we've all gone through the same thing this year.
Yeah.
So this year
has been a definite eye-opener for me. But trust me, like, I thank God for mental balance because I almost lost it this year.
How do you think you survived, your mental... What did you do to sort of help your mental health this year? I think a lot of times you had the opportunity to leave
travel,
and come back.
Yes, definitely. Oh my God, without being able to travel, I don't know how I would have done it because being in this Lagos was very toxic, very, very toxic. So being able to travel, see my real friends, my family, like just connect with people that I know, okay, they don't need they just want to see me succeed and be happy, I've had the same friends since I was young, the same 4 friends, and just talking to them, they're all normal people, no entertainment, just very normal girls that just keep me grounded, remind me. Yeah, so they just remind me who I am and just keep me grounded and remind me of my purpose and, see my dad, like talking to my dad.
Your relationship with your dad is so adorable.
Yeah, that's my G.
That always makes me feel sad sometimes when I watch that because sometimes I feel like, not sad, like that's such a crazy thing to say. Sometimes, because
you miss your parents as well,
a girl's first love, I always say, is her dad.
Yeah.
And I think apart from the craziest things that happened this year, one of the most exciting things was you taking your dad on holiday.
Oh, yes, for sure.
I watched every single slide and I thought that was really cool. And just to see how appreciative he was, I think he's your biggest fan.
Yeah, definitely. He's and it's been a tough road to get there. Like, it's not been rosy, he raised me. So that's another thing. Like, a lot of people think I'm so like, Mandem and my dad raised me. I wasn't brought up as a girl. Like, I was raised by my dad, my brother, my male cousin. So I'm used to changing it for anybody. Do you understand? I'm used to that. Like, I had to teach myself how to be a girl. Like, how to...
Do you feel like you've always had to defend yourself all your life?
100%. 100%. Like, my brother used to play fight, wrestle, mania, DDT me. My cousins would sit around and watch and say, who will beat who will bloody who. Do you understand? So it's like, that's how I grew up. Like, fighting, okay, like, I'll show you that I can fight. Do you know what I mean? So, like, that's how I was raised. I had to learn that, okay, you can't slap everybody. You can't beat everybody.
You can't throw hands, don't you?
I do. If it comes to it, I will. Like, I will. And I've learned that that's not okay. I've had to learn that that's not okay.
You in that.
No. Of course, I'm too old to be throwing hands now. But I mean, if it comes to it, I definitely will. Like, I have in the past. Like, I used to fight a lot when I was in school, like physical. Like,
How many times did you get suspended from school?
A lot. That's why I got shipped to Nigeria. I got shipped to Nigeria when I was 13.
Because you were suspended?
Yes.
Because you beat the shit out of someone?
Because I beat shit out of a few people, yeah. Yeah. But I don't do that anymore, honestly. That's why I don't like arguing with people because I know, like, I'm not, like, do you want me to be... And I always want people, I beg people, no, come, don't leave me. If I'm quiet, I'm not arguing, trust me, just take the quietness. Let me be quiet. Don't, because if I get to that, if I get angry, like, we'll fight though. Like we'll fight. Yeah. So I'd rather just not. I try not to even entertain anything that will get me out of character or get me back into
I just feel
that
like
kind of space.
It's just growing. I know your dad raised you, and hearing you say that, it puts a lot of things in perspective. But I feel like adulthood itself is the ghetto.
The ghetto.
First to start with.
The ghetto.
Adulthood would forget what home training you got. Adulthood is ready to train you.
It's very ready to deal with you. Left. If it's not one thing, it's another. Like, that's one thing.
And you and Lagos have had this love-lost relationship. Every time you're in Lagos, something crazy happens.
And I feel like with especially when I come to Lagos, right? I feel like automatically people feel like because I was raised in the UK, I'm this like sport child and I've just come to Lagos to show that I'm a rich kid. I'm not a rich kid though. My father was not a rich man. I'm not from a rich family. My dad was a street hawker. His mother was an illiterate. She died. She didn't go to school. Like she couldn't speak a word of English till she died. So this notion that, she's like the rich kid and she's from London and blah, blah. I grew up in the hood in London. I didn't grow up with money. Do you get? And I'm not ashamed of that. I've worked hard to get to where I am. So that stuff doesn't faze me. Like, I'm the first person, my brother was born in Nigeria. I'm the first person I was born in the UK. Do you get what I'm saying? So like, I feel like a lot of people don't know my story because I don't necessarily tell it. So people will be like, oh yeah, she's forming accents. She's been to London. So just crazy.
People actually question your accent?
Plenty. I'm forming accents.
Because sometimes I feel like you don't even put on your accent.
Yes, I even try to downplay it because I don't want to feel like I'm that. You get like, like I'm just whatever comes as comes. You understand?
I love Toke so much.
But like it's the things I've read about myself. I mean, like sometimes I even read stuff and I'm like, mad. What else?
Do you still read blogs?
No.
Okay.
I don't read comments. I blocked all the blogs. It's just recently I unblocked that stupid blog just because I wanted to tell them to change my picture. At least if they're going to drag me, use a nice picture of me. Stop using
Did you actually send them that?
I did. Like I begged them. I begged they should get out. Do you know how many times I begged them to stop posting me? At least if you're going to post me, post fine picture.
You actually sent them a DM saying, please update my picture.
I commented on the post. At least, please, can you use a fine picture? I beg. I'm a fine girl now. You're using picture from 10 years ago. At least my toasters are seeing me there. Let them come to me and know that I'm a fine girl.
Yeah. But then, it's nice to see how you sort of balance it all. Because one of the things that I am very inspired about you is how you can take a licking and keep on taking. Like, I always say that to you. I've just never seen anyone who, because I remember, there was a crazy misposting that happened this year as well on Snapchat, and the way you just buried that shit is like, I'm like calling you at middle of the night, are you okay? And the next morning you're on a flight to work, and I see a lot of that in me. I think that's why I'm very drawn to you, because it's almost like the difficult things we've been through in life have shaped us to get to a point where I don't think, I'm going to be honest, I don't think there's anything anybody can do to me these days that will shock me.
Yeah.
Would you?
Life will show you shaggy. This Lagos, Nigeria will show you shaggy. Everything will show you shaggy. Just move, shaggy management. You manage your shaggy.
When I said to someone this year that the best thing I learned about 2022, one of my biggest lessons from this year is literally to have zero expectations from people. But it's like, but that's not a nice way to live. You should have, I said, I can't afford to have expectations, because every time...
Expectation is the root of heartache. When you expect too much from people, it will cause you heartache. It will give you headache.
And I don't like to phrase it like that, because someone might sit there and think we're being entitled by expecting too much. I'm the kind of person that feels like if I'm this sort of friend to you, it's okay for me to expect that.
Definitely.
Come on. Do you understand? I am the kind of friend that you can rely on, not just by mouth. Tested, tried. Why is it that when it's my turn, cricket?
That's another thing that I'm talking about, people using you. Like, that's what I'm saying. Not everybody has the same heart as you. That's a tough lesson that I've had to learn. A freaking huge pill that I've had to swallow. Like, not everybody is going to have the same intentions as you. Not everybody's going to have
so which one should we now do? How should we now move forward now in 2023? Because if everybody has now gone mad, it would then me.
Do you know I say at least 100 times a day? Especially when I'm in Nigeria, like everything is because...
How are we supposed to navigate through this thing called adulthood? I don't know. How am I supposed to start the new year and feel like, okay, I feel like 2022 is one of those years that once it's gone, I'm like...
Yeah, this year was an L. Like, I'm just going to take my L and take it as a lesson. Yeah. Not as a, like...
You know that thing they say about God trusting his hardest soldiers? And you're just at the point where you're like, please.
God, I beg. Let me first beg you for 2023. Let me first beg you. God. Ha! Well, don't worry, we move.
But then on the upside, there were also very amazing things that happened for you. You took your DJing craft to another level.
I did. This year was not all bad. It was just more of a humbling balance. Like humbling, like, Shaggy was happening, but I was still moving.
Do you think the Shaggy is like character development?
I don't want that kind of character development in 2022, I beg. It made me tougher, for sure.
Yeah.
And it made me wiser. Definitely. But this year was still lit. Career-wise, yes, I did. I went on tour in the US, even though my laptop got stolen a week before my tour.
How did you not sort that out?
Okay. Like, I was in tears. Like,
They robbed me recently.
We know they robbed. Oh, they robbed 12, but they robbed me too. They robbed my range, then they robbed my laptop, Rolex, everything. And I had to pick myself up and carry my tears and go on tour still.
So let me start from the top to see check and balances.
Yes, sir.
Did you chop breakfast this year?
I mean, I wouldn't call it breakfast, to be honest.
I'm trying to compare notes with you to
see. I mean, yeah, I guess, quote unquote, yes, breakfast. Well, I wouldn't call that one breakfast. I would call that one God slapping the back of my head and saying, my guy, this is not the one.
Okay,
like,
I chopped breakfast this year. They robbed me this year.
Yes.
I lost a lot of friends this year.
Would you call it losses though, or lessons?
I'm not even going to lie. Like, I started to feel like at some point that maybe I'm the bad person. And then my sister said something that was so profound. She said, the fact that you even have feelings to process how you're feeling shows you're not the bad person. Maybe God is taking certain things and people out of your life because he needs to get you to a place where he needs you to be in. But it was one of the hardest things for me because, you know, when you make friends with people, I don't know about every other person, but I'm the sort of person who is, you know, I'm out there genuinely building on this. I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is. And, you know, some people did some really, 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 really downright nasty things to me this year. And I feel like because one of the mottos of my year was say less.
Yeah.
It seemed like
But that saying less is almost... Every time I try and say less, people always come up with their own conclusions. So then when I say stuff, it's like, at least if I say something, they can take one of... Do you get? But when you don't say... When you say nothing, it's like they come up with their own conclusions anyway. So at least if I say my own... I don't know, that say less is weird because sometimes I'm like, you know what, forget it, say less. And then sometimes I'm like, fuck that, let me say my side. So at least people know what's...
But you know what hurts me and why I got to the say less part? Because I feel like I couldn't win. I don't know if you feel like they'll take your side and believe you know. Even this robbery issue. Do you know how many people thought...
That it was clout, Abby. Yeah, I think that's the... But then, do you know what I realized, yeah? I think that's the dumbest thing, like when people will post like something like getting robbed for clout is dumb. But then I found out that people actually do shit like that. So you can't even blame Nigerians when they come for you and say, oh, you're posting this for clout. Or you post that you got robbed for clout. Because people actually do it. And people in our industry do it. Like they post shit like that's never happened. Just wake up, wow.
Yeah, but I think that sometimes you look at someone's track record to know
okay,
if there's certain people that maybe if they've always lived off of that.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah. There's so many parts of my life that people, we don't share.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? People think they know me, but you have no idea. Yeah. So for that to happen to me and to have people genuinely question that, I just thought, we live in the ghetto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that part of me felt like, Oluwa Masho. Imagine if my enemy had died.
Yes. Remember I was telling you this one. We were literally on a plane from London back to Lagos and I was literally hugging Toke. Toke was screaming and shaking.
I was crying.
Guy, like she was crying. Like I if I could go out of that plane and find the people that robbed you, I would have done, like I felt so bad for you. And to see that people were coming for you online saying that you were posting for clout, I was like, guy, if you see how this woman is, you won't even like... Even the sister, at one point I was like, do you want to post a CCTV?
Shout out to the guy that we met on the plane.
Yes, like people were looking at us. Yes. Like I was hugging to, like...
It was great. We've been through some things. I can laugh about it now. It's not funny.
But it's not funny. It's not funny. Because when you think about what you lost, it's not funny. It's not funny. But God has blessed us enough that we can laugh. Because some people will run mad. Do you understand?
And then I had to go to work the next day. Remember?
The same day. It was the day we landed.
Yes.
It was the day we landed, no?
Yes, it was.
Abby?
Yes, it was that night we landed.
Right,
I had to still pull myself together. I spent the entire day on the phone with police in the UK with people calling me. And then guess what? I didn't sleep. I still had to now sit in the makeup chair, get makeup done and go to work. And then still had to deal with people coming at me saying, oh, it clearly is a lie for you to be out there. I'm like, fuck you. Do you ever get to that point where you just want to put two fingers in the air and be like, fuck your mother, fuck your father, fuck your entire generation.
Everybody and their father every time. And you know what? Like, you know what? I'm going to say less. Say less. Because if I start to talk, say less because, guy.
I don't know.
guy.
And sometimes you feel like, okay, you've been through the worst. You know what I mean? I've seen it all. What can possibly happen to me? You go and feel like I'm a hard guy, Tupac. We love Tupac together. In time of danger, don't freeze, tell me a G. I supply all your needs, You're just like, let me just rough it. And then you just get another boom.
Another shaky.
Like, yeah.
Ouch.
No,
but you bounce back quick though. I'm not going to lie. When they first robbed me, actually, no, I still went out. I did. But it's tough. It's not easy. I feel like every day gets,
I don't even think I'm fully over it. There's spaces, like places where some things were in my closet. I've refused to walk up to that closet because when I remember, it just takes me back to...
And it even gives anxiety. Like, it makes you anxious.
When I was walking out of the club, just seeing a group of guys huddled at the place, my heart started beating faster. I started to feel like I was literally losing it.
Yeah. And that's another thing. People don't realize, like, we're real people. Like, we are real fucking people, especially people online that will say, oh, you posted that for clout, or you did this. Like, guy, like, just because you see me out doesn't mean that I'm not hurting or I'm not, do you get what I mean? Like, when I got robbed, I still had to go to my birthday. That's when they took my range. Then when they robbed my laptop, my Rolex, my 10K, everything.
But this year you've been through it.
I've been through it. I still had to wipe my tears and get up and go. And people will say that, oh, she's faking it, or I'm just like, well, God, I beg. Like, God, like, what can you, like,
yeah.
If people went through the same half or even half of the quarter of the things I went through this year, they will be somewhere on Third Mainland Bridge contemplating their life. Do you understand? But like, God has blessed us enough that we're strong enough to still overcome. But that doesn't mean that I'm not human. I hurt like everybody else hurts. Whether I'm famous, whether I'm, do you
have any regrets though? When you look back on this year?
About this year? Yeah. Regrets. I don't really regret stuff because everything taught me stuff.
Yeah.
I always see the lesson in the pain, even though it hurts. Do you get what I'm saying? So I wouldn't say regrets. Let me not say regrets, but definitely lessons. A lot of lessons. I'm definitely a lot wiser. A lot wiser.
Yeah. Is it easy for you to make friends? I've always wondered
I feel
that
like people are always like, no. That's the thing. It's hard to make genuine friends. In Nigeria, again, because you never know someone's real intentions. You don't know what's, I feel like people always want to be my friend, or when they meet me because they feel like, oh, I'm bubbly and I, have fun when I go out and stuff like that.
But that's just a little part of
that's a tiny part. But then having genuine connections, people are going to be there when you're crying, when you're broke, when you're depressed, when you're having those kind of connections is difficult in Nigeria because like...
What about dating in Nigeria?
God forbid, bad thing.
Will you consider like dating a white man?
Definitely.
I've started thinking about it.
Definitely. But not like white, like Enrique, Papito,
You're so ghetto though, bitch. Like, how you going to... You don't even say...
Not be Papito, not be Enrique, Spanish or Lebanese,
You like Lebanese
tan. Yeah, it's like tan. Not like... when I think of you saying white men... I feel like you're saying Cockney or you're down a pub. Like,
I'm just saying either English, either Irish, either American.
Irish, say you know what I mean.
What's wrong with Irish men?
Irish girl. Please, Enrique.
The thing is, I've never really considered dating outside of my race. I used to be very like, I'm too raz to date a white guy.
Yeah, I'm raz as well, but then you have to find someone that's raz in their own...
Finally, someone that gets it.
Yes.
When I say people look at me funny, I feel like I don't like speaking English for too long.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I like to
balance,
More like how Yoruba boys
yeah.
me. More like Bashe Mama saw Yoruba boy.
No, because they will... Yes. Yes. They will break your heart and laugh at you like they're fucking wicked
it's so
people.
weird. Even when I say Yoruba, but I've never dated a Yoruba guy before.
And keep it that way, my
sister.
Never.
All my exes have been from Niger Delta. Worry to be precise. It's like worry people they find me. Sapele to be exact. How can I date a lot of men that are from the same place?
Wait, you actually never dated a Yoruba guy? That's mad.
Never.
To be fair, I've never actually. I have. I like Yoruba guys. Yoruba guys are like. Well,
okay, I've dated a northern guy before, and I think that was one of my best relationships. I feel like I knew it was not going anywhere. Because they like to...
I feel like that's my problem. Like, I like honesty. I like straightforwardness. Like, if you know you just want knacks, tell me.
No, it wasn't even about the knackies. I think it's just, how northerners are like, they date themselves, they marry themselves. You don't really hear of too many northerners marrying.
Yeah, true.
They're like Saudi people.
Yeah,
like,
true.
I knew, like, when I heard Rihanna and her boyfriend broke up, in my mind, I was like, I could kind of, like, no matter how fly or how long you probably wanted it for, sometimes they're very conservative. That's the word.
But he has enough money not to be. He had enough money.
Yeah, but that's what they always seem like in the beginning. But they are traditional. The men, in the beginning, they'll act like, to get with a fly girl like you, they act like he's good. But at some point, it's like, are you going to cover your hair? At some point, are you going to, it's now. So that was one of the best relationships I ever had, because northern guys are just
Would you ever go back to an ex?
In my past, I used to be that girl. That would give a guy like plenty chance, like go back. But now, I think that this year, as I said, say less was my motto this year. This year, I don't think you understand. For all the people that thought they were even giving me breakfast this year, guess one thing that I was so skilled at? Leaving a nigger alone. Once you start to move funny, Dorcas, I don't even wait. The moment I start to second guess, Bera today, my spirit is like, Bera today. I just start contacting you less. So before I used to be open for closure and let's talk about it.
I think that's going to be my motto for 2020.
It helped me a lot too. Yeah. I mean, on the other side, I'm not going to lie. I was going through a lot of trying to heal from things I couldn't talk about.
Right.
And I had to still show up at work.
Right.
And I had to still put my best foot forward. Yeah. And I just never broke down or genuinely talked about it, because I feel like how many you want me to say? Do you understand? I feel like my therapist at this point is probably tired.
My therapist is tired.
My therapist is tired too.
Tired of me.
But I won't lie, you're right. It kind of helped me a lot.
No, therapy helped me a lot.
It helped me a lot this year. And I think it's what got me to that place where before in the past, it's almost like if he's slithering, if he hisses, Toke is still trying to say, maybe it's a fake snake. Maybe. But now, Toba slither by it. Cut
it.
My sister.
Cut it.
I'm just like, goodbye. Yeah. Even with work relationships, friendships as well, I learned to say less. Like if people are moving, because you know what I realized? People know what they're doing, Dorcas.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
I had someone apologize to me this year, not calling you out if you watch this. And it's so funny how I realized that their apology almost vindicated me, made me feel like I'm not crazy. And in that moment, I realized that people actually know what they're doing. They know the exact way they're moving. I learned to delete long paragraphs. I know they do them anymore.
Yeah, that one, I've cut that one since. No, I've cut that one. But my problem is always seeing the good in bad people. That's my problem. I think that's one of my biggest problems, seeing the good in bad people. They'll show me their worst parts. They'll do the worst to me, but I'll still feel sorry for them.
You make excuses.
I'll still make excuses. I'll feel like, you know what, maybe this person is a bastard because something happened to him in his childhood. Or maybe, I will still make excuses. No, if you're a devil, you're a devil. That's one thing I had to learn this year. Like, I really...
Chloe said that one of the episodes of The Kardashians. She's like, why do we make excuses for people who hurt us so much?
Yeah, that's one of my biggest, that's one of my biggest problems. Like, and people will think that, I guess I am, it's mumu traits.
I don't think it's mumu traits.
It's mumu trait, Joy.
Like, I don't think it's mumu traits. I feel like because we're such passionate human beings, we fall in love with a lot of ideas and not reality. It's a sad pill I had to swallow as well. The idea of someone is a very dangerous place to be. It is. Because the idea is what they showed you when they first met you. So nobody ever starts off being an asshole, Dorcas. You see the moments in the beginning, friendships, relationships, even family, they're nice because they draw you in. And then we look at what they show us in that beginning phase, and that's what we hold on to. That's what we use to define who they are.
Right.
But I learned the hard way to realize that everyone is like dating your secretary in the beginning. We put all our best foot forward. So the idea of what they gave to you is not who they are. So the earlier you get to the parts of coming to terms with the fact that, this seemed nice, this seemed great, the way I used to feel in the beginning, it's never going to come back. This is who the person is. It helps us. So it's not mumuism. You're out there holding on to the idea that was sold to you. I think that's like, that was like a aha moment. I just said something very profound.
Yeah, you did. Take your flowers, sis.
I thought you were going to laugh.
No, I was in the spirit with you, sis. Like,
does it make sense?
It does.
Because I feel like that's what I also had to learn I think I learned from Oprah saying forgiveness is letting go of the hope that the past could have been any different. And when you take that in, she goes, letting go of the fact that your dad could have been different. The guy didn't leave you at the altar. your mom was nicer. It's the idea that we all hold on to. So it's not mumu. You were never a mumu for anyone. You just see the good in people because you believe
wicked
that.
people,
Not necessarily.
No,
there are people that you see the good in that they
bad.
did not turn out to be wicked now.
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
There are people
that's
that,
true.
you
But
know.
I'm saying specifically, I have a stupid mumu. I don't know what it is, that it doesn't make sense.
Well, we're going into 2023 and we're going to check that, sis.
We're going to check it.
We're going to be like, this year, we're going to manifest.
We're manifesting good vibes, good energy, good people. I don't want to meet any other people in 2023.
Do you want to, I've never asked you this because you've never really, you never really talk about this with me, but is marriage something you want to ever consider?
Oh, God.
Because you've never really,
I feel like with marriage, it's a tough place. It's a gray area for me because I washed up, God, I want to put this in correct English so they will not drag me. For me, marriage has never been... Why do I care? That's a good point. I don't care. Normally I don't care. I don't send, but I'm just tired of the blogs. I don't want to go on any blogs. Yeah. Anyway, but for me, marriage was never anything I ever looked up to growing up because my dad and mom had a very horrible marriage. So if I'm going to use that as the benchmark, I would say I never want to get married because I can see how toxic and horrible it can be and how it can affect children because it had a very adverse effect on me. You understand? So looking at it, when I was younger, I used to say, I'm never getting married. I used to tell my dad, I'm never getting married. He'd be like, God forbid, you will marry. And I'm like, God forbid, I don't want to marry. The same energy, you understand? But now I'm just like...
You might meet someone that would change a lot.
But then I feel like I wish marriage was a renewable contract because people change. I wish we could renew. Say, guy, do you still want to do after 5 years? I don't want to do it again. Or you go your way if you don't want to do.
It would be so simple.
It would be so simple. And you have to remember marriage, right? Marriage, white wedding anyway, was brought to us by a white man. Before, Africans just used to do traditional wedding. We weren't signing papers. We weren't, do you know how much divorce is? You think I'm going to do that big wedding and God forbid go through a divorce? Guy, I don't feel
it's even the time. It takes a long time to get divorced, especially in Nigeria.
We're
talking like 2 years.
Yeah, I would rather just... And I just don't like the pressure everybody puts on women to get married. Like, why do you feel like a woman has not achieved enough if she's not married? Like, that's not everybody's end goal. I'm not saying I'd never want to get married, but I'm just saying, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, we move. Like, I'm not focused on, I have to get married by 35.
What about having babies?
I want kids, child. I want to have some babies. I love kids. I've always loved kids, but I just have to be with the person that has sense. Not that will go and make me stay.
Imagine with everything we're talking about, adding, my heart really goes out to people who are having problems co-parenting because I feel like that's like the lowest place anybody should be at. Man and woman having to deal with a crazy baby daddy or crazy baby mama. Lord Jesus, as we're talking on this podcast, Lord, just shadow me. Ojú mi ti rí.
That's real.
That's not what I want. I don't even want to taste that. God, I beg. That's this year. That was the slang this year now. God, I beg. It's one of those things that I just never want to do.
Would you remarry though?
Honestly, I say this all the time. I love the institution of marriage.
Really?
I do. I love being married. It just didn't work out for me.
Fair.
I did enjoy
I guess it's fun, but then wouldn't you... what is the... I
think for me, what it was for me was just... There were days when... I always say this to people. There were days where you wake up in the morning and you look at that person and you're just like, God, I thank you. I'm actually doing life with my person. It's not the sex. It's not... it's not the way the both of you look. This is without wig. Nobody's brushed their mouth and you're just lying in bed and you just realize that this togetherness, friendship, communication, having someone to always talk to. There were mornings that I would turn around and watch him sleep and be like, I'm the luckiest girl in the world. And there were mornings. Magipe Oluwa, you must hate me. Ha! Jesu, you hate me. God, you don't like me.
Yeah.
How did I end up with this fool? How is this my life?
Yeah.
When did I hear his voice? Hey, what is it? How am I here? It's like your siblings.
Yeah.
They come to visit you.
Yeah.
First 2 days. Hey, my sister is around, hugging. Let's stay on the couch together. Let's watch movies till late. By the third day, oh boy, when are you going to your house? Who left my door open? Close it. That's how I see it. That's how marriage was for me. There were days that I couldn't wait to run up the stairs and just throw myself in his arms and just tell him about everything happened in my day. And the traffic order did this, and this did it, and da-da-da-da. And he would listen.
Then do you feel like you have to be married to have that?
I don't think so. You're right. I feel like
I feel like there's so much pressure on marriage, and a lot of people are getting married for like just to say, yeah, I'm married. And like, you know, it's deeper than a wedding. Marriage is a for life thing. Like, I don't think people understand that marriage is supposed to be a for you understand? So again, I'm definitely for if there's any kind of renewable contract, like,
you know, it's so weird how when you sat in this chair, you're saying, I see why we get along. We think alike. Because I always used to say this, at least 10 years, marriage should have a 10 years expiry date. So that after 10 years, we cannot be like...
Because people change as well. Like, people change. Like, people change and you can't...
And that way, guess what, with the 10 years, if we say we're not doing anymore, somebody else can call me and be like, I heard you married him. What am I entering? Is it going to be good?
That, hey, you can't be like your fellow sister.
You know what I mean? Oh, you guys, so we can always test each other. No, we're not beefy, we're not angry. Okay, Tokas, guess what I'm about to end up with? Your last 10 years.
Do you understand? How far? What's up? Like, is it making? Should I go? Should I?
I feel like life will be easier that way.
Much easier.
Yeah. I mean, you can get that with a partner, not necessarily. Because there are people who, you know, I know Nigerians are so traditional and they'll be like, oh my God, we're promoting Western culture, but let's call it facts. There are people who have been together without marriage and it's been the best 20 years of their life. Yeah.
And then there's a lot of people that are married that are single.
They hate themselves.
Don't let that go over your head.
I never want to be in that situation.
I mean,
So all in all, this was a conversation to run down the year. It was a crazy year, but
crazy ghetto year.
You standing?
We standing, sis.
Sis, we made it.
We made it. We made it. Proud to the people.
That's in December. We got a debt.
We went through this December. We got debt here. Yes.
Let me go.
Don't worry, 2020, everything is coming back in triple fold. Just
I'm about to open GoFundMe, Chef.
No, don't worry. We'll come with triple fold. I believe that. I'm a strong believer in that.
Hey, my watch is my...
Don't worry. Everything that's gone is coming back.
But it is well. Honestly, I can't wait to see you flourish more in 2023, sis.
Amen, sis.
Take this DJ into the next level. DJ more cities. Find a nice man who wouldn't make you act crazy.
Amen.
Again.
God, I beg.
Someone who would just tame that side of you.
God, I beg.
I want to see you in love and happy.
I actually have been in love and happy before. Like, I have.
I'm sure you have, but I want to see you successful now in love and happy. You know what I mean?
But I mean, that will come. When it comes, it comes. I'm not even focused on that. I'm focused on my
we call those things that are not as they are. So don't say that will come. Call it forth.
Oh yeah, love becoming, no.
And like joke, that's how you know that you say, and I said it on Toke's podcast too. Just like that too. Just this tall, scrumptious, handsome guy.
Amen.
Just comes into your life and you just be like, Toke!
God, I beg. God, I beg. God, I beg.
And I'll be like, oh God, you only answered Toke.
Emphasis on tall. No shade.
Emphasis on... Come on, drink some.
Everybody just.
At least some.
Child. Bigger and better, we pray. 2023. Get me lit. Cheers, sis.
Water. Thank you so much for coming back, guys. I knew this was going to be definitely lit, as the Get Me Lit Queen was my guest today. And hopefully she stays out of trouble more in 2023.
I'm always out of trouble. They just come to meet me. God, I beg. I don't want anyone. I don't want to... Do you know I offered blogs money to not post me? I don't want to be on this P. Like, I just want to do
But do you know that I don't think it's personal with the blogs? You are very expressive. And I feel like even watching your snaps, it's a blog on its own. I laugh. If I'm having a bad day, I can count on watching Toke snap. Mama, I will laugh.
But I've even stopped posting like my scam. I feel like I'm not even being myself anymore.
It's not the post you post, it's the captions you write.
But I feel like I'm even scared about posting.
Today you wrote something like, for those that are offended, you deserve it. Hey, Nikure, tell me why they will not say
I want to know that I meant it.
Do you know what I mean? So tell me why they will not find you interesting, scrumptious enough to be like, no, let's sleep on Toke's page. Something's always going to come up. What are your triggers? I want to ask that before you go.
My triggers? Lying. I mean, what do you mean? Like, in what aspect?
Like what triggers you? What's the thing that someone does to you to take you there?
Dishonesty is a big trigger. Because I feel like I'm too understanding. I'm too honest. I'm too open. Guy, I'm very... I have it, I don't have it. I'm very black and white, so there's no need to lie to me, in all honesty. So that's a very big trigger for me. And then just like people that do everything for social media, like just live your life, just be happy. Like you don't need to, I'm just. But with
what they always say, it could always be worse. Like at least we know the sugar your eye has seen.
Yeah,
you do not, date somebody that was beating you. You did not end up with somebody that stole from you. You did not.
I didn't end up with someone that stole from you.
No,
Are you forgetting yourself?
You did not end up with someone that's what's the worst thing that men do to
women?
Please reverse. What's the worst thing men do to women? Cheating was not okay. Cheating would even be better.
Are you whining me? That was even the list of my.
I know. Shade whining. All right, guys. This has been fun. Thank you so much, Dokesha.
Yeah.
DSF. You notice I didn't say Dokas.
Please don't say Dokas. That's very.
But that's how I call you. I love it.
That's very
it's
like
a household name.
Yes.
And I feel like I'm family. I don't
look
see
like even my parents and my dad. I'm always like, why would you see fine girl like me and call me Dokas?
I like the name.
No,
though.
like there's no fine like Dokas.
No, you're saying it the way I say it.
Yeah, but that's how my father goes. Dokas.
Yeah, but because we love to just.
No, say DSF.
Even in London, that's not what I was calling it. I love to call it Dokas. I know
you'll be shouting, Dokas, come on, Dokas. Like we did markets. Why are you going embarrass someone?
I no go call you Dokas. Don't be your name.
No, DSF.
What we didn't name you DSF when
yes.
they gave birth to you?
DSF. Thank you.
Big DSF. Is that what they called you when your parents gave birth to you? Do people wait? Big DSF, you don't collect money for bank? No, be Dokas. Oloshola.
Shoot me. Just shoot me.
Well, you know, I love you. I love bullying you. I just love you so much.
You're actually a bully, you know that.
But
right?
I love you.
But you bully me.
But guess what? I'm older than you.
It's not easy to bully me, but you actually bully me.
But you know it's love, Sha. But you know, Dokas, who are people that you can, you know that if you call me at 3 a.m., you know that, girl.
I know. You got me, sis. I know. You got me. I know. That's right.
So I just like to just drag you back home some days.
Yeah, thank you. You want to show that?
No, not that. It's just that the Dokesha, when you're DJing and when those your bomb shots, you get carried away. Somebody Dokas.
You want to humble me, bring me back to reality.
Humble you. At least it's nice for you to hear in the crowd someone that knows you to your house. Is it not nice? Everybody was shouting, DSF, big DSF, DSF.
And then
you just see Toke say Dokas. Sit down there.
God. My sister is next to you. Go look you like.
Let me tell you something. On your wedding day, I will get up and give that speech. No matter how she hates the fact that she's called Dokesha, I actually prefer Dokas to Dokesha. Dokesha makes you sound like someone that wants to pop off every 5 minutes.
No, Dokesha that's my alter ego. You know, that's like Dokesha. What's up? That's Dokesha. That's the one that DSF, when I'm performing and stuff, that's Dokesha. Dokas is like the one that gets anxiety and she gets like shy and stuff sometimes.
No, Dokas is that girl who is homely.
Yes, Dokas
the side of you that people don't know.
Yes.
Quiet.
Yes.
You're not always taunt. Yes. You just look like you are always taunt, but you're not.
Dokas,
That's Dokas. So sometimes it's good to also bring Dokas forward.
Not everybody needs to know Dokas.
Okay, I promise I won't call you Dokas anymore in 2023.
Please, can you give me this clip where she says she will not call me Dokas again? Please, I want
All
it.
right, ladies and gentlemen, I've had the lovely Dokesha, a.k.a. Big DSF, with me. I cannot wait. And Merry Christmas, sis.
Thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. We're going to have a great 20... Yeah, we're going to roll, obviously. We're going to be dirty in December. But 2020 is going to be our year. Amen. In Jesus' name. Now we first beg you, God.
God, I beg.
Now we first beg you for this 2023.
God, I beg. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Goodbye.